Tonight, 12-year-old Garrett Beyer is in Portland, Maine, looking to win $60,000, and even more important to him, the Duke Trophy. He has to go up against 3 professionals on the PBA Tour and a variety of other bowling stars right now in the PBA LBC National Championship Flag. We welcome you to Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine, known as bowling heaven on the PBA Tour. Tonight, 13 competitors have come to Bayside. Only one can be crowned the winner of the Duke of the PBA LBC National Championship Flash. This is an event like no other on the PBA calendar. We'll see men, we'll see women, from the youngest, the age of 12, the man in his 60s, all competing for a $60,000 prize, and that piece of hardware, that is some serious hardware, the Duke Trophy. And he joins us in the flesh at the desk. He is 40-time PBA Tour champion, Norm Duke. He is 13-time PBA Tour champion. My partner, Randy Peterson, surrounded by greatness here tonight. RP, this is a very unique event that's been created by Tom Clark and now been born into something that's really unique. How so?
It's variety, right, guys? I mean, you have Hall of Famers, you have current stars on both the men's and women's tours, you have college players, you have amateurs, and a 12-year-old.
A 12-year-old.
You know, and John, great to be back with you again, but what an honor to be joined once again by my dear friend of over 40 years, the legend, Norm Duke. Norm, thank you so much for being here.
Man, love to be here, love it.
How special is it for you to have an event named after you?
I tell you what, the greatest honor in the history of bowling I tell you what, when Tom Clark called me and he showed me the caption that they were going to build a trophy, I swear I knew exactly when it was. I knew where I was and who I was bowling against, and that's it right there.
Magnificent.
Let's give you a breakdown of how this event exactly works. Folks, this is not like somebody trying to step up and bowl 300. No, this is a one-ball roll-off every single round. We start with 13. Each round will eliminate one, and you want to avoid a certain piece of furniture.
The couch.
I mean, everybody knows how much I like being on the couch, but you don't want to be there on this in this event.
No, we'll explain more as we go along. You don't want that low score. Hey, we told you, we have a 12-year-old here, Garrett Beyer. He hasn't even been bowling for a year, but he's here today with $60K on the line. Kimberly Pressler is with Garrett now.
Thanks, guys. Well, Garrett, they just talked about you at the top of the show, that you are the youngest competitor here at 12 years old. So how exciting is it for you that all of your friends, family, and classmates are at home watching you on national television?
It's very exciting being the youngest bowler here, and I feel like family and friends are going to cheer me on from home.
They sure are, and I saw that you got a chance to talk to Norm Duke, who's one of your heroes. What was that like?
Very amazing. It was my 3rd time meeting him here. I met him twice before, and one was at a fundraiser for our junior varsity team.
And what do you love about bowling?
Probably that the chance that I get to be here.
That's a very amazing chance. Are you ready to kick this off and go have some fun?
Yeah.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You could tell that he just wants to bowl, and Garrett Beyer, not only is he a star bowler now, 2-time king of Wisconsin. This is a pageant. Randy Peterson, this kid's accomplished more before the age of 13 than you and I ever have.
Yeah, I've never been the king of anything.
Wisconsin. He's bowling for 10 months, and he will open with a 7.
All right. Hey, you know what? He hit the head pin. Got to give him a lot of credit just for that. This kid's got to be extremely nervous.
Just 10 months. His mom convinced him to get into this sport, and now he's standing here with $60K on the line. Now this is Brianna Merner. Brianna of the girls junior handicap division. See that Johnny Petraglia scholarship winner for Bowl for Life, certainly special for her. She said she wants that Duke trophy on her shelf. That's what she's here for. Merner. That's how how you open. She knows she's heading to round 2. No couch for Brianna. Let's turn to Mark Blaha out of the Open Classic, 1 of 2, along with David Boog Krol, and Kimberly is with Mark, who's playing for a cause of his own today.
Well, Mark, you told us that you absolutely love bowling, but you actually needed a little bit of a push to enter into the LBC. Why don't you tell us about that story?
Yeah, no, it was my son, Elliot, 6 years old. He's like, I think you should go for the tournament, because we were talking about it, and I think you'd do good. So because of him, I'm here.
And I heard you brought a little luck charm with you.
Yep, I brought one of his favorite toys that he had. His name is Duke, weirdly enough. So I brought it here for a good luck charm.
Good luck charm indeed.
Thank you.
So he brings his good luck charm named Duke, but Mark's favorite bowler, Pete Weber.
Yeah, that's...
I questioned him on it. He goes, yeah, I know, but... See? Right there. I'm not lying. It says it right there.
You can have multiple favorites.
Well, it doesn't say multiple favorites, John.
It only
says Pete Weber.
Favorite to have for Mark.
Ooh, good game. Oh, beauty.
Yes, he's moving on to round 2. What'd you like?
It's got hand. It's got rev rate. See the strike track numbers there. 15 out to 7. Look at that. Just over third arrow. Good rotation. And watch the 10 pin get snapped out by the 6. There you go. And then, what is that? What's that called?
It's Blaha hopscotch.
Isn't that
it's the gritty.
The gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did the gritty. Here is someone who needs no introduction, Liz Johnson.
Oh man, talk about a goat, right? I mean, you got to throw her name in the hat with the likes of Lisa Wagner, Wendy McPherson.
She was in this event last year. She's moving on to round 2. Again, 7 is the score to beat.
That's hard.
Folks, there is a story in the Clash this year that is absolutely extraordinary. Kimberly Pressler's joined by Lennie Boresch now.
Extraordinary indeed, because a year ago, right after this event, you were diagnosed with cancer, but you have not let that get you down. You've gone through chemo, you've gone through radiation, but you made a goal to make sure that you came back here. Why was that so important to you?
Because you got to keep living, you know. Even though you got cancer, doesn't mean you got to just sit home and wait for whatever. So I set goals along the year, and this was one of them, and here I am today.
I absolutely admire you, and so does this crowd. I just heard some clapping out there, and he absolutely deserves it for coming up here and doing this. But you also said to us that the bowling community is like a family, and they really rallied around you. How did they do that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's just overwhelmed with the support, the prayers, raffles, fundraisers, fund me's, you know, just really, that's what kind of bowling community is, you know. They're just, we help each other out. And we're just a special group, and I found that out, and I love everybody. Thank you. So.
Lennie, you inspire me, and I think I can say that for everybody here as well. Let's hear it for Lennie. Good luck to you.
You know, Lennie Boresch is just a great human being, but he is a true warrior.
This man from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
What a story, John. I mean, my goodness.
Out of Castle Lanes, where he has works out of there. And again, battling cancer. Says the fight is going well in the midst of his 3rd treatment. And chemotherapy, and now here to try to be a champion. Lennie Boresch with a fitting strike. You are an inspiration to us all.
Indeed. And would you expect anything different from that man?
Garrett Beyer waits on the couch right now, the 12-year-old. You could feel his chest pounding when he talked to Kimberly, and now this is part of it. You have to wait and just watch as Kris Prather, the 32-year-old, 6 PBA Tour titles for Kris, he steps up. Score to beat is 7. PBA exempt for Prather to get here as one of the 13, and he is moving on.
Whoa.
8 will do it.
That could have been 6 easy.
8 will do.
Kicks the 7 out late, otherwise he ties Garrett. But Prather moving on.
So here's a sophomore at Purdue University out of the girls handicap division, Chloe Hickland. Yes, she does bowl for the Boilermakers. A lot of Purdue fans here to watch her. And Chloe comes up with 7, and that means that she'll take a seat on the couch, and it also means Garrett Beyer knows at the worst that he will get to bowl another shot, because if it stood right now, they would have a 1-ball roll-up. We'll take a break. We're just getting started in the PBA LBC National Championships clash. Back and forth drama, only halfway home in our opening round. Boog Krol, what a year for him. He's up next. Welcome back to Bayside Bowl. This is the PBA LBC National Championships clash. Second year of this one-of-a-kind event on the PBA Tour calendar. Let's take a look, Randy Peterson, at tonight's Brunswick oil pattern, the PBA LBC National Championships 43.
Yeah, 43 feet in length, John, and a couple different ways to play this pattern, as you can see illustrated right there with the blue and red lines. But if you want to go straighter, you can. We saw Kris Prather try to do that, and you can go a little bit straighter, just right, a second arrow on both sides.
Coming up next, we have David Boog Krol, who has had a career life-changing year, from pre-tournament qualifiers to his first PBA Tour title to playoffs champion.
Life-changing indeed for this young man. As he takes down the Iceman, here's Boog one more time on that right lane. Remember back some months ago when he captured the playoffs for his second win of the season.
Needed a mark, ace to strike to clinch the win over Jesper Svensson. Boog Krol, the playoffs champion. Kimberly is with him.
Thanks, guys. So, David, you've had a huge year. You won your first PBA Tour title, followed it up with a second. Now you're here at the LBC. But yesterday, I heard Kris Prather razzing you a little bit about making it here. What was that about?
Because I wasn't in the PBA exempt field. Just based on points last year, I was 74th. So that put me in the Open Classic division. So it gave me an extra chance to get here to Portland.
I mean, you're just playing by the rules, right?
Yeah, I follow the rules 110%.
Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
He is not only a guy who represents everything about what it means to emerge in this sport, but he's become one of the really well-liked guys on tour.
Nice kid.
What a year for him. Beat Bill O'Neill both in the Delaware class and the semis of the playoffs. And as you see, Springfield, Missouri, Andy Bees is his home center. 7 is the score to beat for Boog Krol, the playoffs champion this year. And he does beat that score. He's on to round 2. Chloe Hickland, as well as Garrett Beyer, continue sitting on the couch.
Another two-hander, no slide at all. Plants that left leg, left foot. Creates stability at the bottom of the swing. And just the 2-pin.
Yeah, I need to be better. I need it a tad bit better than that.
That's right, David Boog Krol. But it'll be good enough to get you through round 1. Now, how about 32-year-old out of the men's handicap division, Bobby Kunimura.
Say 32?
32.
He looks like he's 18.
All that matters is that 7 is to beat. The man who doesn't age, a little bit of fortune, that's a sigh of relief. You know you're moving on. And again, Chloe Hickland and Garrett Beyer both waiting and watching as we welcome out of the women's handicap division, Kahlen Ranson. Very fortunate, Brooklyn 7.
Have a seat on the couch.
Will join Chloe Hickland. as we tell you priority registration for the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships is now open to bowlers of all skill levels. PBA LBC National Championships is returning to the Chicago area and includes a division for everyone. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events, even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at PBA.com.
Do it, folks, if you want to win money, big money in this event. Remember, $60,000 for first on the line tonight.
As we welcome Billy Friberg out of the Senior Classic. He, along with Lennie Boresch, Billy, PBA 50 Tour. Billy Friberg. It's off there.
Wow, that ball came around the corner.
Good for 9.
Oh, Billy going with some loft and some hand, man. He was throwing the boomerang down there. Wow. Pretty good opening shot for a guy that's been sitting for a while.
He was ready. Kimberly Pressler has a familiar face to both this event and others, an emerging star, Gianna Brandolino.
Absolutely, because she was part of the PBA Junior show this past season. What did you learn from that experience that you can apply here today? Because you got to be used to these FS1 bright lights by now.
Just taking it one shot at a time and making the best shot that I can.
Hopefully that goes well for you today. Good luck.
Thank you.
We had her last year in Wichita in a junior pro event. One of her good friends in bowling, Trey Henriksmeyer, she said, I want to win this so that I can have some bragging rights towards him. We've seen Trey on TV in the last year as well. Gianna, 7 is the score to beat. Round 1. That'll do enough.
Final player.
Our last player in the first round is a man who knows the pressure. And a familiar face to all of you PBA viewers back home. He is Graham Fach.
And Graham Fach has been absolute gold in this building.
You said it last year in PBA League. He was perfect. Strikes every time on these lanes. And perfection continues. No jinxing here.
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
He knows he's moving on, but we've got a 1-ball roll-off here between Chloe Hickland, Garrett Beyer, as well as Kahlen Ranson. Beyer has had to wait about 15 minutes to now step back up.
He's young.
At the age of 12, Beyer. That's more like it.
Not bad.
9 for Beyer. He set the mark for the 2 young ladies.
Remember, only one player eliminated each round.
13 competitors. Hickland, the second of 3 with Kahlen Ranson to cap it. 9 is the score to beat. Hickland. Hickland with a strike. You liked it out of her hands.
Beautiful. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's her dad right there in the green, Ron. Very accomplished player in his own right. What a beauty. 6 to the sidewall, kicks a 10 out.
And so now the pressure's on Kahlen Ranson with 9 the score to beat. Kahlen, need of a 9 or a strike.
Oh my God.
My!
What a break.
She stays alive, and Ranson and Beyer will have to go again. Not long on the couch. Beyer was the first man to bowl in round 1. Got a 7, then a 9, and now has a 3rd shot 10 months.
Get lucky.
Some luck.
Baby!
12 is that lucky number for the 12-year-old.
Kahlen Ranson must strike to stay alive.
Ranson has to strike.
Watch this break. That's a 6-pin. Wow. Well done, young man.
Kahlen Ranson needs to strike. And a really valiant effort. An amazing opening round. Well, Kahlen Ranson certainly did a lot to get here, but only 12 are left from dancing to finding a way. Drama is high in the clash. Welcome back to the PBA LBC National Championships clash. Earlier, Norm Duke, a 40-time PBA Tour champion, he signed all of these programs and gave out each trophy to our 13 competitors that have made it to our National Championships clash. See, there are a variety of different divisions and ways to get here. These competitors were in action in Mount Prospect, Illinois, back in June to now get here. Pretty cool ceremony with Norm before we got underway.
Yeah, what a keepsake, right? Getting a trophy signed by Norm Duke. Wow.
That is awesome. Speaking of awesome, the winners are in. First things first is a mix of analysis, tremendous chemistry, and total ridiculousness. Nick Wright, Kris Prather, and Kevin Wilds serve up a fresh daily dose of unscripted and unfiltered sports talk. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on FS1. And then there were 12. And how about the poise of this kid, Garrett Beyer?
I love it. Hanging in there, got a nice break. Striking on that last shot of his to get to round 2. See if he can keep it going.
His biggest personal influences, his high school senior classmate Cam Morris, his coach Larry Lutke. He's got a 7 here to start. 12 years of age. As we turn from him to Brianna Merner. Merner was able to beat that score of 7 to avoid a roll-off in the first round.
Pretty straight game. She likes going down and in. Not a real high rev rate player, but good at what she does. A little loft on that right lane, a little more than I think she expected. And she's like, hey, I'll take it.
Mark Blaha, who struck his first time, and you loved that first shot from Blaha, and you love the second too.
How can you not? Yeah, he's in the spirit of Portland, Maine, and Bayside Bowl. Just watched this show before. Another great shot by Mark. Watch the hand here. There's a revolution, snapping it off his wrist.
He shot a 279 in his final game of the Open Classic to clinch the top spot. This guy has game. Our next competitor, an all-time great, Liz Johnson. And back in 2017, the Chameleon Classic Championship, Randy Peterson, she beat the men and was crowned the winner of the Chameleon Championship. Liz Johnson, what a career she has had. She is a pioneer and someone in women's bowling who is such an influence on so many. Kimberly's with her now.
Liz, we just saw that video of a few of the highlights of your amazing career, so it does not surprise me that you have won your division twice in this event, but you did not win the entire thing last year, so what's the plan of attack so that you walk home with that Norm Duke trophy this year?
Just keep making good shots. You know, it's still just one shot at a time, and every single shot has to be, you know, just a great shot, and hopefully get 10 pins now.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
So, hey, John, here you go. How about she turns 50, goes and bowls the Players' Championship on the senior tour, men's, finishes 4th. And right after that, she goes and bowls her first senior regional and wins.
incredible. 25 PWBA Tour titles, 10-time major champion in the PWBA. 5 PWBA Tour titles, 10-time major champion. That's a nightmare for Liz.
After all that build-up, 5 through the middle. Sorry, Liz.
And so now she'll sit on the couch for Lennie Boresch. His wife, Jackie, just a Hall of Fame person and representative of this sport. And Lennie strikes. Back-to-back jacks for Lennie Boresch. He and Liz are the only repeat competitors in the clash.
Bartender, make it a double for Lennie Boresch.
That's it, Kris Prather. You talked about, and this sums up this event, Kris's first shot was a little bit fortunate with 8.
He's going to be fine. This guy's made a lot of money in this building.
And he stays well alive to move on to round 3 with 9. 5 is the score to beat. Liz Johnson, all she can do is watch. Look at Prather.
One of the best physical games out here. A little off season in 2024 for Kris, but the nice doubles win with his partner Andrew Anderson earlier in the season.
Back to Chloe Hickland, who said her junior year of high school, she said, "It's time I stop watching my family bowl. It's time I start shining." She grew up in a bowling family, as you brought up, and now she is shining. On to round 3.
But keep in mind, when a player in front of you gets 5, it takes a lot of pressure off.
We learned this year, though, RP, this guy handles any and all pressure. Oh,
are you kidding me?
Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness.
Wow! Liz Johnson has company in shocking
my goodness.
fashion.
Have a seat next to the goat. Look at this. Watch the 7-pin. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, exactly.
Liz Johnson in the 7-pin cut a deal backstage.
Wow. I didn't see that coming.
Would you ever think those two would be on the couch? We turn to Bobby Kunimura. That's enough.
That was almost 0.
But we're seeing shots go right.
Well, the last 2, I mean, Boog's throwing urethane, and it doesn't take a whole lot for that ball not to get back because it doesn't hook a lot. But for Bobby, he just got that reactive ball too far to the right.
Now to Billy Froberg. Bowled a 300 game on a statewide sports channel. That was 6 months after open heart surgery.
This guy can bowl.
Yes, he can. He's a warrior.
Good player. 15 out to 5, and absolutely perfect in the 1-3.
Again, 5 is the score to beat as Gianna Brandolino steps back in. 8 her first time around.
Got a hook.
It did, and it's a strike. Runner-up in the PBA Junior National Championships this year. Lost to Kayla Starr in an epic title match back in March in Wichita. Gianna, she's moving on with a smile around 3, and now Graham Fach with a score to beat of 5.
All right, John, I'll bet you at dinner he gets more than 5. You want it?
I'm not taking that bet. You've never lost a bet to me, so I'm not going to take it now, Randy. And lobster, well, it's cheaper here, but it's still expensive. Mr. Fach did better than 5, doubled that with a strike. And that means, who would have thought? If I had told you round 2, it's going to be Liz Johnson and Boog Krol.
I would have said no. I would have said wrong. And I would have also said that they would have gotten more than 5.
Another roll-off.
I'll bet you dinner she gets more than 5 on this shot. You want it?
No, because it's Liz Johnson and she's a legend. So head back into the lab and think of the next thing that you can get for me to buy you a lobster roll.
I'll come up with something.
Yeah. No, Liz Johnson's too good. She's a goat. There it is. There it is. That's a champion, folks. That's one of the greats. She'll take a seat on that couch, but she's smiling. And now, a two-time champion this year, a guy who drove from the Midwest all the way out to Delaware.
All right, get more than 5, hopefully strike.
To go through the PTQs and then win that classic. No more PTQs for David Krol. Needs a strike. Needs a strike. Got
Yes!
it!
Give me a chance!
Pour another drink. Another roll-off. Boog and Liz Johnson.
Give me a chance!
Feel the tension in here right now. Johnson, she doesn't blink.
Look at these numbers right here. That's pretty much as straight as you can go through the front part of the lane. Just inside a second arrow, piping it to the 1-3, classic Liz Johnson.
And now back to Krol. His 8th year as a pro. At one point had 31 consecutive strikes at the Wichita
Let's run it
Classic.
back! Let's run it back!
Well, let's run it back.
A triple roll-off in round 2. Safe to say this is the best clash ever.
First one to miss Liz's.
Incredible. Back to Liz. 11 years on Team USA, 11 total gold medals at World Championships. USBC Hall of Famer. The all-time record for women's major championships belongs to this lady. 10 of those. Johnson again. Oh boy. And now she's got sweating and praying to do.
Ruh-roh.
At one point in the Wichita Classic this past March, in qualifying, this man had 31 strikes in a row.
He can throw a lot of strikes, there's no doubt about it. How about another one here?
He said, give me another chance. Boog Krol has caught fire.
Book him, Dano.
And Liz Johnson is heading home. Boog Krol. David Krol, the playoffs champion. He made so many clutch shots this past season. This is nothing for him in Portland. And then there were 11 in the clash. Welcome back to the PBA LBC National Championships clash. Garrett Beyer at the age of 12. He dealt with pressure in round 1, a double roll-off. Now he's into round 3. And that looked pretty good there. Goodbye 7. Mr. Beyer, gotta feel good about going to the 4th round.
Could you imagine if he pulls off the unthinkable, gets home, his classmates, hey, how was Portland, Maine? Oh, it was great, I won 60 grand.
Again, this kid's been bowling for 10 months.
Yeah.
10 months. Just amazing. Kimberly is with our next competitor, Brianna Merner.
So Brianna, you told us that your freshman year of high school that your mom encouraged you to try something new, and you picked bowling. Why was that?
I mean, I have a lot of family in bowling, so they all encouraged me, and I knew I'd have supporters on my back, so I decided to go through with it.
In just a few short years, you were right here on national television. Did you ever think that was possible?
No, I didn't, really.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Randy, you talked to a ton of kids throughout the years of your experience helping people in this wonderful sport.
What do you try to tell them?
I mean, obviously, getting really good instruction is very important. Equipment, making sure that you go to a reputable ball driller and somebody who knows what they're doing so you get the proper fit, because one of the worst things that can happen, I'll tell you the rest after this shot. Come on now. One of the worst things that can happen to young people that get into the sport is having equipment that doesn't fit properly, and you can start to develop a lot of hand problems early on. So very important to get a proper fit, the right equipment for your game, and great instruction. And then after that, obviously, it's all about hard work.
You love this guy's game. Mark Blaha's been perfect thus
He's
far.
got a nice game, man, no doubt. Wow, this guy's been perfect, and he's just shredding racks.
18.5 miles per hour. Another look.
Inside a third arrow, right between third and fourth, and just a rack shredder there. Full rack attack by Mark Blaha. It's almost like when his ball goes through the pins, it's screaming, Blaha!
Out of the Open Classic. Now here's Lennie Boresch out of the senior class division. Repeat competitor in this event. He placed third last year. He's on to round 4.
Mark and Lennie both perfect through 3.
Lennie told us he loves how much this game's given him. He's tried to give it back tenfold, and this man battling cancer is as big an inspiration as any that you will see. Kimberly is with one of our pros, Kris Prather.
Thank you, guys. So, Kris, you know, the guys up in the booth talked about earlier about how well you have done in this building, that you've won a lot of money here, but you're also part of the Portland Lumberjacks, the hometown team. So this crowd absolutely loves you. Does that add a little bit of pressure to come out here and do big things?
Oh, it always does, but also adds a lot of excitement. I will admit, this is about the round where I do something kind of dumb and I knock myself out, and just heads up, we're about to do something kind of dumb. So,
well, let's get to it then.
Kris Prather. He's had success in this house, Randy Peterson, back to 2019.
Took down Bill O'Neill to win a cool $100,000, and yeah, he's done very well in this building. Not only with the Lumberjacks, but also going solo as well.
And 5 years ago for Kris Prather, right here at Bayside Bowl, bowling heaven. That $100,000 top prize to Kris back 5 years ago. Looking for $60K today. Nothing stupid there, Kris.
Right? I was like, hey, wait, I thought you were going to do something dumb. He did make a ball change. So maybe he was just kind of playing possum with us. I don't know.
He's got some tricks up his sleeve in the class.
He's got a lot of tricks. He can do just about anything he wants to with a bowling ball.
Two-time major champion. Now back to Chloe Hickland. She had drama in round 1, survived the roll-off.
Needs help.
Purdue, Hickland is able to get some fortune for 9. That's all that matters is that score.
Very fortunate to get 9 on that shot. And she'll join Brianna on the sofa of suffering. Nobody wants to be on it.
No. I've never not wanted to be on a couch less. I never thought I'd say.
Spoken from a man who spends a lot of time on it.
Boog Krol will take a seat there.
Yeah.
Back on the couch.
Yeah, back on the couch. The mahogany of madness.
Running out of room. Now 3 on the couch and back to Bobby Kunimura. Bobby's favorite bowling memory, making it Illinois State Championships as a sophomore back in high school, and he knows he's moving on to round number 4.
Hello.
Kunimura. The last 3 in this lineup, Friberg, Brandolino, and Fach, all struck in round number 2. Friberg with the 9. He will take a seat on the couch.
Clear spot.
Billy Friberg, Senior Classic Division, qualified #1 on that division. He has to sit now for Gianna Brandolino. TV is nothing new for her. We've told you why before on this show. Already a successful bowling career at a very young age. High school senior committed to Jacksonville State, Alabama for college. Brandolino's moving on. Boom.
Hey now.
That's a 4-time PBA Junior Regional Champion right there, Randy Peterson. I think she's got a pro career ahead of her.
I do.
Yeah. This guy's a pro. Fach, back-to-back jacks to start his clash. 9 is the score to beat. So there is some pressure. Just never know. It's one ball. Fach, the last in the lineup, needs 9. And he does one better than that. It's a strike, and it's a sigh of relief for, how about this? 3 rounds, 3 roll-offs.
And a 4-player roll-off coming up.
4 players. Brianna Merner, Chloe Hickland, Boog Krol, Billy Friberg. Merner, a 9, strike in round 2, and then a 9 here in round 3. The girls' junior handicap division. Senior at Mundelein High School in Illinois. Went to the state finals for the first time in school history this past year, and that's not how you want to do it there to lead off the roll-off. 6.
Trouble. Remember, only 1 player eliminated in each round. Our next 3 players, they just need to get 7 or better. And that'll start with Chloe Hickland. Double major. Talk about a smart young lady. She's brilliant. Look out.
Oh my goodness gracious. It is a 7, but that nearly turned into disaster. Wow. If that goes an inch right.
Yeah, it's either 0 or 3.
Yep.
All right, Boog's got to change from the urethane to a reactive ball.
Now you might say, well, he's a pro, he's PBA playoffs champion, he's got this. Look, he shot a 5 in round number 2. 6 is the score to beat, you never know. Oh boy.
Dirty.
That swung back and said goodbye to number 9. That was beautiful from Boog Krol. The strike of the game brought to you by Pilgrims. Chicken can be boring, but Pilgrims is turning chicken nuggets upside down. I love it. You love it. Put it in a nugget. So Boog Krol is moving on, and now Billy Friberg with 6 as the score to beat. Workmanlike in his approach, and that was just a smooth stroke. Knew exactly what he had to do and did it. And unfortunately, Brianna Merner is heading home, and we are down to 10 competitors. A national championships clash, second edition of this. 12-year-old Garrett Beyer is staying alive and doing more than that. Lennie Boresch is 2, down to 10. And then there were 10 in the 2024 PBA LBC Championship Clash. The Duke Trophy on the line, $60,000 as well. And how about this kid, Garrett Beyer, at the age of 12, he wasn't sure about bowling, didn't know a whole lot about it, but his mom, Tricia, signed him up for the local youth league in town. Bowled his first game in October of 2023, not even a year ago, and he fell in love. He joined the JV team with high schoolers immediately. Bowled the Summer League and fell in love with it even more. And that is an but it's a 7, which he actually had in round 1 and survived.
Fell right out of his hand. I mean, three of his 4 shots, he's gotten 7, John, but he'd like to have this one back because watch, he just drops this. That wrist collapses early, and when that happens with no thumb in it, there's your result.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is an event like no other. It's 1 ball each round. Lowest score, you're out. That's a 7 for Blaha. So Beyer can breathe right away. The odd couple on the couch there.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You waiting for a bus? Nope. Watch it bowl.
Randy, this guy hasn't had to sit anywhere near that couch because he's had 3 straight strikes. Lennie Boresch in this event for the 2nd time. And Boresch, that's good enough.
Yeah, he's on to the next round. Remember last year, Lennie finished 3rd. And it was a flat 10 that cost him. They hit kind of like this one. Well, that was a ringing 10. Never mind.
Tom Doherty outlasted Danielle McEwen in the finals last year. Back to Kris Prather, who pulled a fast one on us last time. His first strike of the clash. That ball change that you referenced. That's Prather being Prather.
Nice shot.
Just enough.
Going a little bit straighter on that right lane. He's hooking the left lane pretty good.
6-time PBA Tour champion. Tournament of Champions and World Championship. And back to Chloe Hickland. Hickland, 2 roll-offs for her, but she stayed alive. Oh my! That's a fortune for Hickland. Breaking left, and it's a strike. Wow.
Very fortunate here. That ball crosses over and barely catches the head pin.
But that's the clash. 1 shot, folks. I liken it to when Major League Baseball had that 1-game wild card. 1 night mattered if you were going to advance. Boog Krol. Boom. No pressure here. No couch for Boog.
Eyes look like they're pretty far down lane, like he's almost looking at his break point instead of something much closer to him. You see a lot of players look at the arrows, they look at the dots, some look at the foul line. He's looking way down lane.
Bobby Kunimura, Bobby's favorite bowlers. Tommy Jones, Walter Ray. Hello, round 5. Bobby has been unflappable.
Back-to-back jacks for Bobby.
Back to Billy Friberg, qualified #1 in the Senior Classic Division. Friberg with a 9. 7 is the score to beat. Yep, 2 fist pumps because you know you're going to round number 5. There is that good luck charm on the couch for Mark Blaha, the Duke, the stuffed animal sitting next to him right now, and next to Garrett Beyer. No, it's not Garrett's stuffed animal, it's Blaha's. 12-year-olds don't have stuffed animals anymore. Garrett's older than that. Brandolino strikes. Gianna has picked up steam.
So you were saying earlier that we didn't have a roll-off last year.
Yeah.
And we're about to have our 4th straight roll-off.
Provided that
Graham gets more than 7.
Yes. Now, I would counter to that, because you've set me up to lose some bets on this telecast, which I've gone for. I didn't do that before the first roll-off. It wasn't like I spoke it into existence. But we're going to have another. How's 4 for you sound?
I'm just trying to get a free meal.
Yeah. Graham Fach, 4 straight strikes for him. He's been terrific, and now an all too familiar role for Garrett Beyer.
All right, let's see if he can keep it in his hand and in his wrist on this shot. Remember the last time up, he had that wrist collapse on him early, dropped it, got 7, but he's still in it.
In the questionnaire, he was asked, do you have any superstitions? He goes, I've only been bowling for 10 months.
Oh, that's an early turn. Like it came out of his hand early again, and that was to try to save it.
Brutal. 5 for Beyer. This kid has serious game for somebody who's not even been bowling for a year. And he's got a bright future ahead of him, but right now things are set up for Mark Blaha. Mark Blaha is moving on. Garrett Beyer is heading home, but this 12-year-old, I don't think we've seen the last of him, Randy Peterson.
Great run for him, and pretty fun to watch, honestly.
We are down to 9 competitors. We have seen Bobby Kunimura deliver the goods, unfazed, 60K in the balance, the clash. Priority registration for the 2025 PBA LBC National Championship is now open to bowlers of all skill levels. PBA LBC National Championship is returned to the Chicago area. It's a division for everyone. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at PBA.com. Tom Clark, the PBA commissioner, and Norm Duke, man who this event is inspired by. A 40-time PBA Tour champion. Guy who won the Cleveland Open in 1983 at the age of 18. Then he didn't win for 8 years.
Yeah, and then ended up winning 40 times. Crazy.
Back to Mark Blaha, who survived the roll-off in round number 4. Down to 9 competitors, and Blaha blasts that one home.
Lennie Boresch Jr.
To Lennie Boresch Jr. Randy, you want to talk about a guy who is just beloved by anybody he's encountered?
I don't know if anyone doesn't like Lennie Boresch.
No. Messaging earlier this week, and he said, I'm battling cancer, but I don't want 1 ounce of pity. I'm a fighter, and I want to be an inspiration to others. He is just that. That's another strike for Lennie Boresch. 4 out of 5 for Lennie. He's done no worse than 9.
Almost called for help there.
You mentioned the chemotherapy treatments, a ton of radiation, and you know he admits it's taken a toll. I'm tired and fatigued, but you also mentioned what a fighter. Guy's a warrior, man. Is true inspiration for anybody that's tuning in, watching, that's battling horrific diseases like all forms of cancer. Lennie's an inspiration. Nice shot there by Prather.
All right.
Prather is heated up as this clash has gone on. 2 out of 3 strikes for him. And now back to Chloe Hickland. Folks, she survived not 1, but 2 roll-offs. As Randy alluded to it, she's at Purdue. And she is a superstar in the classroom. Multiple majors, a 9 for her here. Studying biomedical health science and psychology. She has to sit on the couch right now.
I asked her what she wanted to be when she was all grown up.
Yeah.
She said pediatric dentist.
Wow.
The only thing I could think of was cha-ching.
Yeah. Boog Krol. Score to beat is 9, and that'll do it. All business for Boog.
Time to keep chasing it, boys. Time to keep chasing it. Yeah.
to Bobby Kunimura. Asked him, why do you do this? He said, well, my pops has inspired me so much. He brought up Dad Bob. He's gonna sit on the furniture though this time. For the first time, Bobby Kunimura meet the couch.
The cushion of chaos.
You've given it about 3 or 4, maybe 5 different names. I just hope you're trademarking all of them. Cushion of Chaos is very, very strong. What was the other one? Mahogany?
Mahogany of Mayhem.
To Billy Friberg.
Hasn't missed the pocket yet.
He's done no worse than 9.
And now he's missed the pocket.
Yep. And that is tough.
As Randy gives Billy Friberg the Bo Burton kiss of death.
Billy
he hasn't missed the pocket yet.
Yeah.
Now he has. 2-8.
You owe him dinner.
Thank you, Randy.
You owe
You're
him
welcome,
dinner.
Billy.
Man. Didn't you hate that when you were bowling?
Never happened to me. This kid can bowl.
Brandolino, yes she can. 9 is good enough. And now Friberg's hopes in round number 5 are reliant on, well, this isn't what you want to rely on.
No.
A guy who has struck all 4 times.
Yeah.
That's tough for Friberg, who's been very, very strong here. But when you get down to the thick of it in the clash, this is the pressure you face. 8 is the score to beat. Fach. Bingo. Graham Fach has done nothing but strike. Billy Friberg eliminated.
This just in, no roll off.
Nothing gets past you. As Billy Friberg heads home, we are down to an Elite 8 in the PBA LBC National Championships clash. The drama has just begun. The PBA is proud to have Bowlers to Veterans. Link is the official charity of the PBA Tour. In tonight's BBL Salute to Veterans, we welcome retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Fred Crooks, who served for 24 years. Thank you for your service, Fred. To donate, go to bbl.org.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
As we welcome you back to the PBA LBC National Championships Clash, I'm John Fanta. He's the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. This is what the grand prize winner is getting tonight, the Duke Trophy and $60,000. We are down to 8. What are your thoughts?
Well, you still have some pretty big heavy hitters that are still in this, with Graham Fach being the only Southpaw PBA champion. You've got Kris Prather and the Hall of Famer Lennie Boresch, who finished 3rd last year. So a lot of really, really good bowlers left in this competition.
So we had a 12-year-old in Garrett Beyer. We have a couple in just their late teens. So you want to get better at bowling at that age, right? You want to get better at bowling at any age.
Of course.
That is the topic of our pressing questions tonight, of how you want to get better at the sport of bowling, perhaps make it here in next year's National Championships Clash. Kimberly Pressler has our pressing questions presented by Go Bowling.
Tom, what's the best tip or advice that you could give to someone who's just starting off bowling?
Practice, practice, practice. Practice spares, practice spares. You can make up so many pins just becoming a great spare shooter.
It's one thing to practice, but you've got to have the competitive reps in you also to get better.
Bowl every tournament, just get all that experience. There's nothing can replace experience. There's no amount of practice that you can have that can replicate throwing a shot to cash or make a cut or win a tournament.
There's a lot of events nowadays for kids to bowl, youth events, junior gold, junior team USA, PBA Junior.
The first thing that you need to do is go to the pro shop and get a ball that fits your hand. Having a proper fit
can keep you from creating bad habits.
Your dad, Chris Barnes, had to have given you some good advice or some little nuggets throughout the years.
Follow your dreams, follow your passions.
Now tell us what he really said to you.
Really said? I mean, there's so many things I could really say, but you can't really say them, you know?
Have fun.
Just have fun.
I am all about having fun when you're bowling.
If you enjoy it, have a good time, I can promise you you'll bowl better.
Okay, what's your piece of advice, Dr. Peterson?
Hard to have fun when you're hitting the pocket and you can't strike.
That's Randy Peterson, folks. It sounds like he may have some experience of some sort. We're down to 8, folks. PBA LBC National Championship Clash. Who is going to take home the Duke? Welcome back to the PBA LBC National Championships Clash. Let's take a look at our Bowl TV highlights. We began with 12-year-old Garrett Beyer. A roll-off in round number 1, Kahlen Ranson. With 8, not enough. She was sent home first. Then Liz Johnson in round 2.
Yeah, this was pretty surprising, wasn't it? But yeah, she got into a knockdown drag-out with this guy right here, Boog. And Boog finished her off. That 7 count would eliminate Brianna. And then the youngster, Garrett, crosses over, getting 5. But what an evening for that young man.
And then a good evening for Billy Friberg.
Until this.
Yeah, that was just tough. The 8 in the 5th round. You got to be close to perfect now with how things go down to 8 competitors. One of the 8 is Chloe Hickland, and she comes from great bowling genes. Her dad, Ron, is now with Kimberly Pressler.
So Ron, you are a pro shop owner yourself, so you know what it's like to watch staff on national television compete. But today, it's a little bit different for you because your little daughter over there is competing out on the lane. So what's it like? How hard has it been for you to just be dad?
Man, this is the best day of my life. You know, it's an opportunity to be able to hang out with our entire family. And, you know, creating the difference is the education company. So just to be here, just to support her, let her do her thing, it's just awesome to be able to be here.
Now, I see you guys chatting during the commercial break. So are you putting your business cap on and you guys are talking strategy?
We're over there being dad. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as it is whether we're in Maine or we're in Kentucky. Hit the one in front of you.
And how proud of you are you of your daughter?
Man, it's like I said, this is really one of the best days of my life. I'm grateful to be here, grateful for Bolero, the PBA, Maine, the people here, and the lobster. It's amazing.
Well said. Guys, back to you.
That is awesome.
Hey, if eating lobster can get me jacked like Ron, I'm all in, man.
And it does around here. In Portland, that's what happens. Mark Blaha will lead us off here. We're down to 8. This is the first time that Mark will lead off a round. He has done no worse than just a 7 in round 4. Was in a roll-off. We'll get a 9 over Beyer. 4 out of 5 strikes, though, for Blaha. And he knew it right when he released it, Randy.
Yeah, he sure did. And looking at the numbers here, he got that inside.
To Boresch, 3 out of his last 4 for strikes for Lennie. Boresch placed 3rd a year ago. He's going on to round number 7. How about Lennie Boresch?
All right, slow roll it. Oh, man.
Little slow roller for Lennie. And all 10 down. 5-7 last to go, but 10 is 10. Right, Johnny?
Yeah, that's right. All Lennie does is no bowling. That's all he does all day. He's at a bowling center where he's helped countless youth. Prather, he has started to catch fire.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Kris Prather really put on a show.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Right down the line.
Kris, 10 years as a pro, 32 years young. And
with Andrew Anderson winning the Roth Holman doubles championship this year. World champion in 22, back to Hickland. We just heard from Pops.
Just enough.
That is enough. Hickland advancing on to round number 7, RP. Great emotion. Dab with a nod, and now back to Boog Krol, who has already had some drama here.
All right.
2 roll-offs. He always talks about his footwork, how attentive to detail he is with that, to then produce shots like that.
Yeah, he's a stopper. He likes to get to that foul line and just come to a complete stop, right? And so what that does is it helps him aid in that timing to where he gets to the foul line in front of the bowling ball. You see it right there.
Can you explain to the common person out there how hard it is to do what he just did this past year?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win on the tour, period. Whether you're a multi-time champion or not, and then for him to do what he did or what he's done is pretty incredible.
Kunimura. That's going to have him take a seat on the furniture.
And another possible roll-off. You know, you watch a guy like E.J. Tackett make show after show after show, and Simonson, and they don't always win. And I think we take a lot of that for granted. It's like, well, you know, you make 8 shows. I think this past season, E.J. made something like 6 shows in a row without winning.
Yes.
And it just proves just how difficult it is to win out here.
Someone who's been on a couple shows, Gianna Brandolino, and you can tell, Randy, that experience seems to be helpful to her right now.
And she's a good bowler. She's well-traveled, well-schooled. She's bowled tons of tournaments, and so she's used to this kind of pressure, albeit different being on television. But she's no stranger to competition pressure.
7 is the score to beat. Fach has, well, he hasn't blinked here in Portland. He has 5 strikes, and this time he'll have just enough. So it's 8, but it is enough for another roll-off. All but 1 round that we've had a roll-off in, and it'll be Mark Blaha. Fortune for Mark because he led off this round. With that 7, we thought, oh boy, is this going to be cause for concern? Blaha opened with 3 strikes. If you're just joining us, it's 1 shot, period, each round. Lowest score goes home. This is a roll-off in round 7. He's got 8. That's the mark for Bobby Kunimura to beat.
Bobby's never felt this kind of pressure. You can see it. At all the deep breaths.
He's been bowling all his life. He loves seeing that ball hooked down the lane, he told us. There's no greater feeling. It did just that, and 9 is enough for Kunimura to advance on. Mark Blaha is heading home. And we are down to 7. A Super 7 that remain. 2 young ladies, 5 men for the Clash title. Back to PBA LBC National Championships, where with Mark Blaha out, Lennie Boresch Jr. is now the leadoff man as we hit round number 7. We have 2 young ladies, Chloe Hickland, as well as Gianna Brandolino at our left. We have 5 men. Boresch finished 3rd last year, battling cancer. His 3rd round of treatments. That was beautiful from Mr. Boresch.
Attaboy, Lennie. He's only missed once. That was in round 4.
Look, Randy, quite simple. When you finish 3rd and you get that close to 60K, he was coming back here with the title on his mind. And what a story that would be.
We've seen some great Hollywood endings this season.
Yeah. Dreams that have come true. Like Boog Krol, who's still alive here.
Kris Prather, so smooth. Prather has just accelerated.
And talking with Kris yesterday, he said, hey, Randy, you might notice something different in my swing. I've got more cup to start. I'm cupping it more at the top of the swing to create more revs, increase my rev rate so that my ball actually hooks more and goes through the pins better.
Now, to the people at home watching the Try-to Bowls, we get Hickland. Hickland, it's going to be a fortunate 8. When Kris is telling you that, how do you balance working on that with making sure that your game's still remaining in tip-top form? Is that just a matter of getting tons and tons of reps in?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting reps, but when you have that much talent, it's not a huge adjustment. It's going to change feel a bit. It's also going to change your ball reaction, which he's going to get used to immediately. But it's not. Wow, that's real lucky. It's not something that's foreign to him because he used to do that. So it's like, you know, it's like that old pair of jeans. I'm just going to put it back on, you know. And so yeah, he's real familiar with that motion and that move at the top. As you see, Boog here, the Boog crosses over for 10. Right now, Chloe on the couch, looking for some help.
It's like that pair of jeans that I always put on after Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Kunimura. Bobby Kunimura.
He's hanging in there, man.
Yes, he is. And kind of emotionless. Like he's just been locked in from the start. Cool hand Luke, if you will, of the clash. We go back to Brandolino. She's got 4 out of 6 that she struck. The worst score she's had is 8. On TV, and you can tell again why she was in the junior national championships in Wichita in March when she met Kayla Starr, who is a star. That was a great matchup between Gianna and Kayla.
Gianna's good.
Chloe Hickland, all she can do is watch because Graham Fach, he had an 8 last round. If he's on a 9 or a strike here, Hickland is heading home. Mr. Fach, Graham moving on. Chloe Hickland is heading home. Still a great ovation for the Purdue Boilermaker, the double major who's got such a bright future in and beyond the lanes. And then there were 6 in the clash. Let's flash back to the 2023 PBA LBC National Championships clash. Tom Doherty faced off with Lennie Boresch and Danielle McEwen in the last 2 rounds. Boresch went down with a 9, and then Doherty struck on 10 of his 12 shots, including a roll-off in the 6th round. He bested PWBA star Danielle McEwen in the final round, and it was Tom Doherty who will forever hold on to this. He raised the inaugural Duke as the event's first ever champion. We have six competitors left. One young lady in Gianna Brandolino and one man who has been here before in Lennie Boresch. How smooth is this guy's shot making?
It's been pretty good. Again, only 1 non-strike, and that was in round 4. But yeah, he's managed his game nicely.
Boresch, yes. Oh, Lennie, this is your time. He has been fantastic, as has Kris Prather as of late.
Watch the cup. You can see it right there.
Yep.
Oh, man. Ooh. Now, if it was early on in the early rounds, you'd be like, yeah, it's cool. 9's cool, right? Now it could, yeah. Yep.
Do you know that feeling?
Mine was the other pin.
I was talking about the couch.
Oh. Yeah.
It's for a different day. Here's Krol. Oh, well, Kris, you can stop laying down and napping. Wow.
Yeah, that one looked fast off of Boog's hand, and it never came around the corner. And that's a happy guy right there. Remember, in this sport, every shot makes somebody happy.
You can't say that about just any sport. That's a great point. Just one of your many. Kunimura.
Oh boy.
And that's a nightmare.
And
that is a disaster when you get down to 6 competitors left and you got a 5. Brandolino and Fach can breathe a sigh of relief. Krol can get off that couch.
Here's something that Boog hears when he's back at home. Hey, Boog, get your rear end off the couch.
Back to Brandolino. Into Jacksonville State in Alabama. And Brandolino is moving on. Jacksonville State, by the way, won the national championship in the first year of their program, led by Shannon O'Keefe. And Gianna's going to have a bright future there. Has competed in Team USA competitions too. She is a superstar, that is for sure. Fach in qualifying, they did it across 6 games. Graham had a 16:34 in the PBA LBC National Championships record, and that is—
Are you kidding me?
That is absolutely shocking. Shocking.
Well,
beyond stunning. We have a roll-off.
That's happened twice today. Happened in round 2 with Liz Johnson and Boog, and here again in round 8. Unreal.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah. He can't believe it.
But this is the art of this event. Even the world's best can have a shot like that. Kunimura sets the bar at 8. 8 for Fach to beat. Fach, folks, if you're just joining us, 6 out of 8 for strikes. But his most recent shot, by far, his worst. 8 is the score to beat and be one of 5 left standing. Fach, who set a record in qualifying for this event. Another roll-off! Wow! It came that close to being sent home. One shot. Players from all levels. All ages. Kunimura, the 42-year-old.
That's got a hook.
It did, and it's 9.
That got back a lot farther than I thought it would.
Took a trip to Kenny Bunkport.
That came back a long way.
So now 9 here, RP. Could Graham Fach actually be going home? Needs a 9 or a strike. Fach. He's going home.
Unreal. He went high, light, bucket.
Keep it up.
3 shots in a row on that lane.
Last year we saw Tom Doherty come away with a title. This year only Boog Krol, the PBA exempt, is left. Graham Fach heading home. A stunner. Wow. Priority registration for the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships is now open to bowlers of all skill levels. PBA LBC National Championships is returning to the Chicago area and includes a division for everyone. Everybody. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at PBA.com. Randy Peterson, we're down to 5. Lennie Boresch, who finished third a year ago, will lead us off. And it's down to Boresch, Prather, Boog Krol, Kunimura, and Gianna Brandolino. Here we go. Most powerful story in this event is Boresch, and he knows at the very least he controls his destiny because he strikes.
8 out of 9 strikes, to be exact, for this man. Battling cancer, chemotherapy, radiation, none of that can stop Lennie Boresch.
He said when he looks at this sport, nobody's done more than in his eyes than Norm Duke. So to win a trophy that's named after him would be an unbelievable achievement. And for that man, Lennie, that's just amazing what he's done. Prather. Prather got it. Kris Prather delivers.
All right.
After Fach goes down, Prather and Krol are still standing. You can just feel the unpredictability of this event as we go round by round.
Well, you get down to 5 players, and it's now your mindset is, I probably need to strike to move on.
All right, better. That's right. Let's go.
Yes, it was.
Life-changing season for that young man in 2024.
He wasn't an exempt player entering the season. That's why he competed in the Open Classic division. And shots like that is why he won twice on tour this year. That Delaware win over Bill O'Neill was remarkable.
It was ugly, and he got a lot of flack for it on social media, and none of it was deserving.
Kunimura with a 9.
Lanes got horrible as the show progressed, and the players just really had not a whole lot to bowl on in terms of an oil pattern.
Here's the thing, though. They don't ask you how you did.
No, I mean, there's no picture. I mean, look, he did enough to win.
Yep.
And then he followed it up with his big playoff win. So
this is the ultimate test of that, of not asking you how you did it, because you get one shot. There's no apologies here. You Brooklyn one or have a tough one. Brandolino is so smooth. Gianna representing girl power in Portland. Kunimura heading home.
Don't turn your back on Gianna.
We are down to a final 4. Boresch, Prather, Krol, Brandolino. Lennie has 5 consecutive strikes. You can feel all of Portland behind this man. He was here a year ago, and he's got the support of so many here. He's one of 4 left standing from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Look how loose Gianna is.
9.
That same flat 10 that knocked him out of the competition last year.
Almost looks like he's felt that before, which he has. Now the question is, can he?
Last year.
Yes. Now the question is, can he avoid going home?
He's gonna need some help, right?
That's what you need. Prather.
He likes it.
Oh, I almost did it again.
Almost went right by the 9 pin.
but he is moving on to an 11th round.
Beautiful ball roll. Wow. Just looks like the perfect blend of rotation and roll. You know? Axis, tilt, rotation, roll. Just looks like it's perfect. All right, the two-hander, no thumb. Two-time winner in 2024.
The rising star in PBA.
There it is.
And Krol.
That's what I thought Prather would do.
And it just happened. So he takes a seat next to Boresch, and Lennie has life to Brandolino, who does have to beat this score of 9 now.
Watch the ball go right by the 9 pin.
That face says it all. You see Prather, he put his hand on his head like, I'm glad I wasn't in that ball. Almost like you might know a thing. Brandolino. Gianna with a strike! Oh boy!
Don't turn your back on Gianna.
We've got another roll-off to determine who will be one of 3 left standing.
That's 5 in a row for this young lady. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, she's having a good time.
She is.
Jamming to some pit bull. 2023 inductee to the PBA Hall of Fame, Lennie Boresch. Oh my goodness, for the first time in the clash.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? What a kick to the gut right there.
Oh, I thought I hit that enough. Too wide.
Not one, but both.
Unbelievable. All he can do is watch. Krol just needs 8 to stay alive. Any better, he's moving on as one of the final 3 standing. 2-time champion this year, from pre-tournament qualifiers to a tour win to the playoffs champion. Boog Krol is one of 3 left.
Great ball.
Listen to this ovation.
Keep fighting, brother. We're all in your corner.
Good luck.
We love you, Lennie Boresch.
Yes,
and
we do.
We know you're going to beat cancer because you are the ultimate fighter. You are a Hall of Famer and a PBA, one of the great people in PBA history. Kimberly is with Lennie.
Lennie, we are disappointed to see you go. I'm sure that I can speak on behalf of every single person here. You are an absolute inspiration. What do you have to say to all those people out there who are going through a tough time, but you were out here showing them exactly what it takes to keep going and keep a positive mindset?
Got to keep going. You know, you can't just roll over and give up. And I'm going to keep fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
Fight the fight. And thank you, everybody. All your love, support, prayers. Thank you, Maine. Thank you, God. What a wonderful. Hopefully, give it a shot. Maybe get back next year. Who knows?
That's right, Lennie. I'm gonna ask you right now, are you gonna make it a goal to come back to the LBC next year? And that should be a resounding yes.
That's absolutely a goal. Yeah, get back. Just keep getting back on the lanes and go from there one day at a time. That's all I can do.
Let's hear it for Lennie, everybody.
The bowling community has helped raise over $100,000 for him in his fight against cancer. And we love Lennie Boresch. He will continue to be in our prayers as he battles this. We are down to a trio.
Well said, my friend. Well said about Lennie. That was wonderful. And great interview by Kimberly, and I know we're all pulling for him.
Break down this final 3 for me, partner.
I mean, they're all solid. You know, you wouldn't expect Gianna to still be there, but she's showing just how good she is. You would expect this guy to be there.
And he has been so smooth. Kris Prather has been in dominant form.
All right.
The 6-time champion. Roth Holman's doubles champ earlier this year. and would like to bring home $60K as we go back to Boog Krol. Ninth on the PBA points list this year. 5 top 20 finishes, those 2 wins for David. His wife Hazel, so supportive of him in this journey. Ooh, it's an 8, and he's got to sit on that couch, and Brandolino, the door is open.
Last year's finale featured a male and a female.
Bingo.
Well, this year proved to be the same.
A high school senior.
Unflappable thus far in this competition, working on 5 in a row.
Bolton, the women's classic division instead of girls junior handicap, because she wanted to challenge herself more. She's marching on! Challenge accepted! Mission accomplished to the finals! Krol heading home. Brandolino doesn't back down. And she's one of 2 left standing. It all comes down to this. For the Duke Trophy and $60,000, a high school senior, Gianna Brandolino, a pro, and Kris Prather next. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to gobowling.com to find a center near you. It's finals time in the PBA LBC National Championship clash. We began with 13. We are down to 2. One of these competitors will win $60,000. The other will win $10,000 in that Duke Trophy. Kimberly Pressler is with our final 2.
And then there were 2 guys. So Gianna, I watched you all throughout this show and you seem calm and collected. You were even over there singing. So what is your mindset going into this finals?
Kind of like the same thing that I said before, just take it one shot at a time, hopefully all 10 pins fall.
And how are you remaining so calm?
Listening to the music.
I like it, a girl after my own heart. Kris, you've done well today, but as you just saw, this girl is like ready to go. She's calm and she's like a pro right now. What's your plan?
Honestly, I'm just going to try to put some pressure on her, throw a good shot. She's making me a little nervous, not going to lie.
Well, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. Shake hands and we will see some bowling.
Wow. Hear that, RP? She's making him a little nervous. That's a 2-time major champion in Kris Prather. A 10-year pro. A guy who's won 6 times on tour against a high school senior. If that doesn't show you the magic of this event, nothing will.
Exactly. So much for the good luck monkey. Still on the couch.
And we'll sit next to Kris because a high school senior who won junior gold championships title under 18 with USA Bowling. She said she tried a lot of sports growing up, but bowling stuck with her. She's been taking lessons every week since she was 8 years old. For this moment, Gianna Brandolino, queen of the clash!
Great ball. Great bowling. Give it up more. Come on.
A high school locker stuffed with $60K.
Wow.
The satisfying moment of the match is sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers.
I mean, she gets up and throws this like she was just going through a practice session back home. It was like nothing, almost like there was zero pressure on her. And man, what a performance as she delivers.
She said this would show hard work pays off. Kimberly Pressler, take it away.
That hard work paid off today for sure, Gianna. My goodness, what a moment for you. But before we get into our interview, Norm Duke, please do the honors.
On behalf of the Professional Bowlers Association, the LBC program, and Bolero, I want to award you the Duke. It's heavy. It's heavy.
Gianna, what a day for you. First, let's talk about that shot right there. This crowd was on their feet. How were you able to get through it?
Well, just take one shot at a time, and just like every other shot, it's 60 feet, 10 pins, throw it how you can.
So Norm Duke, who is a legend in the sport, you just made him tear up over there. What does this moment mean to you?
It's so hard to put into words. Like, it's just incredible, and to get this opportunity and to get handed this trophy by Norm Duke and just everything, it's just crazy.
You have a very bright future ahead of you. Congratulations on this win.
Unbelievable. Randy Peterson, you've seen a lot. How extraordinary was that?
I'm a loss for words. It's incredible, and I mean, she's a great talent, and she showed the world just how good she is.
Our coverage of the 2024 PBA Tour continues Sunday, October 27th on Fox with the Go Bowling PBA Elite League Strike Derby right here from Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. For Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and our entire crew, this is John Fanta. You have been watching the PBA on FS1. Bowlers of every level came here to Portland today, and a high school senior named Gianna Brandolino. It was Gianna's day in Portland. She's the queen of the Clash in 2024.